Hey everyone, welcome to the first of the player review series here on the Blue Broad YouTube channel. I'm basically going to go through most, if not every player that played a game this year for the Carlton Football Club, and as we did in the preseason with the player previews, we're going to talk a little bit about their season as a whole. This is definitely going to be a session where your feedback will be required. I'll start the conversation, you continue it in the comments, and we will recap the year in its entirety, one by one. Now, we'll start with Jack Silvagni, number one. Jack, I love Jack's year, personally. I was a little unsure as to what was happening in Jack's world. Obviously, we had a season in 2020 where he played 3 games, really hampered with injury. And I think we all knew Jack had it in him. He's always played with the effort. And I think probably even if you go back to 2019, that's really where he started getting that strength, especially through the hips. And I think we all just wanted to see it all come together. And it looked like it was coming together early in the season. He played against Richmond. He got hurt, and it was sort of okay. Hopefully, it's not too serious. He came back in round 3 against Fremantle with 18 possessions. He looked really sharp. He hurt himself again in the Gold Coast game. I think it was the shoulder. And at that point, I was really worried because I'm starting to think, is it happening again? It's just not going his way. He plays with the heart and the passion that we all, ask for and as fans, and we're all proud of. But he just couldn't get on top of the body. And then it sort of, after that, I guess I was assuming that his shoulder was not going to be okay to get through an entire season. But whatever happened, it worked. He came back and he finally broke through, I think, with his own performance and his body. And after round 10, he played every game. And I think the patch of form to note was from round 16 through to round 20. He was someone else. He was something else. He was getting to 19. The possessions is never the full picture of the story, but Jack was just getting to more contests. He was impacting the game a lot more. He was obviously playing a bit more throughout the ruck. If you look at the game against St Kilda, I think that's really the breakout performance. And I remember making the comment at the time of, did we just find a midfielder in Jack? I think the notion of him being a third tall forward is the common one, but he really he's a competitor. That's really what I took from his season. And it's not something that I didn't know. It's something that I've always seen within him. But I really do think he took that step in 2021, and in a year where we're frustrated with on-field performance and not making finals and then winning 8 games as opposed to the 7 that we won last year, I think Jack's one of the shining lights on the season, and I love the way he goes about it. Obviously, there was the very emotional game against Collingwood when his nonno Sergio, club legend, had passed away, and I think that all reminded us again, what he and his family means to the football club, and building culture is about having an identity. And I think the Carlton Football Club and its identity, there's a big part of that that resonates with the Silvagni family. Like, that is who we are. And I really think Jack is so special to the group. He's really the conduit between who we are and who we were and who we are. And when you have a third generation player playing, and when you start to feel like he's going to make it, which I think we all knew he had it in him, but I think he really proved it this year. And how he played in the back end of 2021 for me is really telling, because that hopefully is a sign for what will happen in 2022. Obviously, at the time of filming this, we don't have a coach, so we'll see who comes in, but there is a lot to work with Jack. I don't know where his best position is, if I'm honest. All I know is that wherever he is on the ground, there's just more effort and there's more pressure and there's more spirit. Now, what's the stat for that? I don't know. But it's just something I noticed with him. He has the intangible, infectious magic about him. Very similar to Eddie Betts. Like, when things are around Jack, when the ball's around Jack and he doesn't have the ball and he's putting the pressure on, or he's diving for a spoil, it's just, there's like an energy transfer around him and it's infectious. So is it something we look at moving forward? We put him in the midfield. Does he become a tagger? I know that was flagged a few years ago as well, but we saw, especially in that St Kilda game and the North Melbourne game, like, his ability to win the ball is there. He's got the IQ. So anyway, I loved his season. I thought he was pretty good. Once he got on top of his body, obviously early on there were a few slip-ups and the shoulder was obviously something that would have been bugging him for the entire year. But overall, I definitely thought he got his job done, and very proud of how he performed, and I can't really complain too much about Jack Silvagni. What about you? How did you see his year? Let me know in the comments, and we'll go from there.